Shout out to the squad homies. Another viewer's choice video for you guys. You guys decided to see what we had to say about Charlamagne.
Charlamagne.
And Charlamagne. Man, hold up.
Whew, y'all got some names on y'all.
Y'all decided that you wanted to see our take on Charlamagne versus Kamala Harris. Charlamagne the God, famed from The Breakfast Club, has his own show on Comedy Central, The God's Honest Truth with Leonard Charlamagne McKelvey. And he decided to have none other than Vice President Kamala Harris as a guest on a certain episode. With that, one of the questions that he decided to ask Vice President Harris is, who's really the president? Is it Joe Manchin or is it Joe Biden?
Who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Come on, Charlamagne.
Come
on. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden. And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president, and my name is Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris decided to take offense to that and get in her black girl bag, her sassiness bag, and tell Charlamagne off. Thoughts?
Okay, so where do we even start?
Let's start off with the fact that Charlamagne asked a very legitimate question.
Yeah. Hey, did y'all ever get y'all $2,000 check?
No.
Did you get yours?
Nope.
I didn't get mine either. Hey, did you know that the best thing that happened for working class families this year in the child tax credit, it's going away in a month?
I've heard such things.
Did you get $10,000 off of your student loans forgiven?
Absolutely not.
No? Damn. What about voting rights legislation?
Haven't gotten that.
Police reform?
No.
Lowered prescription drug cost?
Nope.
Damn, man. Striking out.
Yeah.
What the fuck did they give us?
Stop Asian hate bill?
Yeah. Yep. We got the Asian hate crime bill.
That's all I got for you.
Didn't she say something about not doing something for one race only? She would never do that. No. That wasn't it. It was that she would never do something for black people only.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Now, here's where I'm going to tear his ass up a little bit. Because you were definitely a big cheerleader for Kamala Harris.
One of the biggest.
Big cheerleader, protector. The same way a lot of black correspondents right now, shame on you, BNC News Channel. Y'all should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Not like them. You know what I'm saying? Out here giving the cover of all covers. You was just like them. You were exactly like them for Kamala Harris. Running interference for her. Because you felt like you had a chance to help elect the first black woman president. Cool. And so now, here's some accountability for that ass. Here's some accountability for that. Because you thought you was coming back here to lie about smoking weed and listening to Tupac again. And that's not the energy that people have for y'all. Can I say I just think it's offensive that politicians run to Charlamagne to talk when they feel like they need to reach out to us?
1,000%.
Like, and that's not even a personal slight on Charlamagne, but he's not a journalist.
No.
You know, he's not an authority figure to me in any way, shape, or form.
In fact,
gracing his platform does not give you any more credibility than you had coming in.
In fact, up until a couple of years ago, we barely took him seriously.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of a slap in the face.
Offensive. So after all of them failed promises that you made, right? Lining up to get yourself absolutely demolished in the midterms, right? After all of that, somebody challenges you on the things that you didn't deliver on, and you call him a Republican? Come on, man. It is no secret. I have never been. Well, I'll take that back. Very briefly, when I was eyeing nominees for the nomination going into the 2020 general, right? I was looking at Booker, Harris, Yang, Sanders, obviously, Gabbard, right? Looking at the field, seeing who had the best chance to win. I entertained Kamala Harris early on because it looked like she might have been the strongest candidate. Plus, at that time, her rhetoric was that she sounded like she was going to help support working class black families. And then all of that just slowly started coming apart. Slowly started coming apart. Keeping lower level drug offenders in jail, even though courts ordered them released. What else? The throwing kids in jail, or excuse me, throwing the parents of truant kids in jail. I will never do anything solely for black people, like a anti-discrimination bill or a Voter Rights Act bill or, anything. Nothing that specifically only helps black people, because why would I ever do that? So like that shit just start. Oh, and then she backpedaled on Medicare for all, right? Like
she backpedaled on her beef with Joe Biden.
Yeah. All but called Joe Biden a racist on the debate stage just to drop out to help that man beat Bernie Sanders. Was part of the merry band of losers that included Klobuchar, Buttigieg, and
even Elizabeth Warren, low key.
Elizabeth Warren. Well, Elizabeth Warren just stayed in too late. That was her role in the bullshit, in the madness. But she was part of that, right? She was part of all of that.
Yep.
So then you earn the vice presidency, and the only thing that you have been has been a battering ram for bad policy. It's all you've been. A mouthpiece for poor legislating. It's all you've been. So as Biden's approval rating sinks, yours sinks double, because not only are you terrible, you're terrible and you're a black woman. So that counts double in this country. And now we at a point where all of these chickens are coming home to roost. Your agenda is up in flames. Your prospects for 2024 are bleak at best. No way, no shot, no how they march your ass out there as their leading candidate for 2024. Oh, and by the way, the nut jobs on the other side are just chomping at the bit to vote for Trump again.
I don't know that they're definitely not going to make Kamala one of the leading runners.
Well, okay, then
just because they have a penchant for doing things that are completely against what a lot of Democrats actually want to see.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. If they do that, then that's as good as surrendering. It's as good as surrendering. Her numbers are abysmal. She is one of the most unpopular politicians in the country right now. And that's saying a lot, because when she got elected, she was one of the most popular. Mm-hmm. It's been a year.
Yep.
It's been 1 year.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, Biden also wasn't obviously at the bottom, but he wasn't the most popular either. And they stood behind him. Or Hillary Clinton.
So now, here we are. Infrastructure bill has already been passed. The Republican infrastructure bill, where we pass off of a lot of our public infrastructure off to the private sector, right? So enjoy those toll roads, folks. But also, because part of that deal, right, was, okay, we passed the infrastructure deal, you pass Build Back Better. Joe Manchin comes out today, this morning, and says that he will not support the bill and he's going to hold it up and that it's not going to pass. Surprise, surprise, Biden gets fucked again. So, yeah, save all that shit, Kamala. Save all of that. All the finger wagging, my name is Kamala Harris. Yeah, we know who you are. We see you.
Unfortunately.
We see you still. You that same person that promised us all that shit that you didn't deliver on. So, no, it's not Republican, just disgruntled liberal. I'm not a liberal. I'm a disgruntled citizen. Damn my political affiliation. That's your response to someone challenging. So let me get this straight. Joe Manchin challenges your authority and you don't say jack shit. You sit on your hands and you sit quietly and you take it right up the stasher. No lube. But Charlamagne the God says something that is disrespectful to Joe Daddy. You gotta get all finger wagging. I ain't seen you wag a single finger at Joe Manchin or Kristen Sinema. I ain't seen you ruffle your pantsuit for nobody at the White House. Only thing he got you doing is run around telling other black people not to come here. Other brown people, not to come here. Oh, you can say that very forcefully. You don't say nothing to Cinema. You don't do nothing to Manchin. Manchin's child, his daughter, has a whole scandal going on right now with rigging prices of EpiPens, and y'all won't touch them. Won't touch them. Won't even press the button. Don't let me in the house. Don't let me in the house, boy. I'm gonna run it like Nino Brown. Hey, look, we can do one or two things. You can support Build Back Better, or little Julianne Manchin over there is going to Rikers. She's not even charged in New York, and I'm gonna make sure she ends up in Rikers with the men because I can. Because I'm the president.
Yep.
Joe Biden didn't have no problem telling civil rights members to shut the fuck up and wait their turn at the beginning of his term, right? But can't seem to open up his mouth and lob a single threat towards Joe Manchin. That's very telling, sir. That's very telling. Very telling. Also thought it was funny. Wasn't Simone Sanders leaving Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
Why was she all up in the video trying to play interference? Like, we got to wrap it up.
Who's the superhero that's going to speak against Joe Manchin? No. I want to know who's the real president of this country. Is it Joe Biden or Joe Manchin?
I'm sorry. I interrupted. I don't think the vice president can hear you. It's Simone. I'm so sorry, Charlamagne. We have to wrap.
She can hear me.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Madam Vice President?
So I'm sorry. We got to wrap.
Oh.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
They're acting like they can't hear me. Y'all see that?
We got to wrap it up. Like, Simone, move, bro. Like, no one on either side is acknowledging you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that probably was pre-recorded, and that's probably around the time that she left. It's like, I mean, if you're not going to listen to me, to help me help you. Because that is an awful soundbite.
Oh, yeah.
It's a terrible soundbite.
Yep.
And it just makes me wonder, how did you ever plan on marching this woman out as your presidential candidate?
Probably with Timberlands on and hot sauce in her bag.
But you know what? If Joe Biden won, why not Kamala Harris?
That's
probably what they thinking. If we was able to get Joe Biden into the White House with this man doing all of his pressers from his basement, didn't even do the last 2 rounds of debates.
Yeah.
Did one debate where he lost his shit multiple times, like an angry old man.
Yeah, that was a shit show.
And then like fell his way into the presidency because Trump was so abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
So Kamala, screw your first and last name and all your finger wagging. Go back to the White House and get something fucking done. Do something. Do anything. Anything other than telling brown children not to come to your country.
Don't come.
I'm gonna come.
Any other thoughts on Kamala versus Charlamagne?
That's it, man. I can see the AKAs flooding in now. Go ahead and beat me up. Tell me why I'm wrong. What are your thoughts on Kamala Harris's interview with Charlamagne the God?
And make sure you check out our other video that we have on Kamala saying don't come. And make sure you subscribe. We like to talk about, obviously, Charlamagne from time to time. We like to talk about Kamala.
Charlamagne. Yeah, shout out to you, boy.